Gielinor, the magical world of RuneScape. It's divided into chunks for easy use. Welcome to Chunkman Dead Die Kill, the series where I conquer the landmass of Gielinor by doing tasks and unlocking chunks.
Last episode we completed 3 tasks to unlock 3 chunks. Those tasks were completing the Family Crest quest, then finishing the Family Pest mini quest, and finally we finished another 25 easy treasure trails for a total of 125 easy caskets opened in total. Our map expanded with the entrance to the underground pass in West Ardoin, the bottom part of the tar swamp at Fossil Island, and the last part of Morton with the boat to get to Meerditch. Today we'll start off formulating the plan for our next chunk. We got almost 2 levels from the thieving we did for the easy clues, and that brought us up to 1478 total level. So 22 more for another task, and we might as well do some more Slayer, get up the combat stats a bit and get to 1500. And that's going to be 100 tasks completed for 250 points. We have 412 now, so we're pretty much going to be able to skip any task we get that we cannot do, and I'll keep tutorial skipping until we get enough points to buy everything we would ever want. And our 110th task will be Turret. First thing we will have to skip. So let's try again. Cockatrice, same dungeon, also not possible, so cancel task. Hellhounds, alright, that's an easy task. 65 farming, and that's 56 Slayer. 77 ranged, 80 hit points, 57 Slayer, 74 defense, 42 rune crafting, 58 Slayer. Task 140 is going to be jellies. Okay, that's a skip, we cannot do that. Let's try again. Basilisks, same dungeon, also skip. Black demons again, okay. 78 ranged, 59 Slayer, and that's 150 tasks done for an additional 150 points. So we're up to 642 points in total, so pretty much racking up the points. 60 Slayer. We can now kill the Aberrant Spectres, which is a combat achievement and also a monster we can kill, so that's another task we can do. And while we're doing a Mogre task for our 170th task, we get the Mudskipper hat. So this is one of the 2 uniques from the Mudskippers, looking quite shabby. Didn't take all that long, but now we have both the hat and the slippers. Small break from the Slayer grind. We've pretty much ran out of the useful seeds. So Raynor, Irit, Aventos and Quorum seeds. We still have Toad Flag seeds, but all of these Toad Flags will be made into Cerebrew, so these aren't really giving us any herblore experience. So I'd like to do some pickpocketing of the master farmers to get some more of the seeds, together with some limpwort seeds, as we are also almost out of these ones. But for that we might as well do the minigame here to get the rogue's outfit. So pretty much we're going in empty-handed, and let's see if we can survive the obstacle course. We could do this shortcut here, but we need 80 thieving for that, so we'll go the long way around. And there we go, we got to the end, and now let's crack this wall save to see if we get a reward. We do, but it's a rogue kit. So we get a bit of thieving and agility experience as well, but these rogue kits are pretty much a one item spade, chisel, rope and tinderbox, and they are stackable. Nope. Yes! Third time's the charm. First rogue equipment piece. So we want the mask first. And that's also a collection log item. And another piece back to back. Let's take the top now. Oh my! 3 in a row! So, now for the trousers, for another collection log item. Hopefully we don't get dry for the last 2 items, as we are just racking them up pretty easily now. Nope. 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 And there we go. That's the 4th item. Only the gloves to go. And there we go. Last piece back to back. So if we look at the gloves, that's the full set obtained. And now we can go and pickpocket the master farmers. 62 thieving, 63 thieving, and we don't actually get all that much interesting herb seeds from these guys, so might as well go back to Slayer. 59 herblore, 61 Slayer, 79 ranged, 61 prayer, 62 prayer. And with this last bronze dragon, this is 200 tasks completed for a very nice 250 points. With those 1062 points, we might as well buy something from the reward shop. There are a few useful things, for example, reptile freezer would give us just a bit of quality of life when doing those tasks. The broader fletching would be really nice for the broad bolts, but we can't actually use broad bolts yet because our mithril crossbow can't actually fire them. So this would only be a pretty nice thing if we get a rune crossbow or higher. Otherwise, the only thing I think next to the bigger and badder we already have unlocked, which would be nice, is the hot stuff, because we would be able to get an extra task we can do. These are all good options, but I think I'll still go with the herb sack here. The herb sack is just going to be very useful for a lot of things, and it will extend a lot of trips as well by being able to store all the herbs. So let's buy 1 herb sack, that is a collection log slot, and we do have the level to use it. We just needed 58 and we are 59. We are currently 1497 total. We're pretty close to another Slayer level and another Magic level, and we'll find something else to level up for the last level, so almost there. And we finally have a herb sack to help us when doing Slayer. 67 Magic, 62 Slayer. We can now kill worms, which is another task we cannot do. And with the end of this lap, we will be 57 agility. And that also brings us up to a total of 1500. We've gone up to 62 for Slayer, so we've put a really good dent into that grind. But let's now see what we are going to get for a new chunk. Before we complete the total level task, the minigame Guardians of the Rift has now been released, and with that comes the quest Temple of the Eye, so that has been added to the list. This doesn't add any landmass chunks, so this will just be another quest we can do. Up to 162 then it will be. Let's complete our total level task of achieving 1500 total. Completed for 182 landmass chunks unlocked now. And then back to our map. Last chunk we unlocked was this chunk here in Berg de Rad with the boat to Meierditch, which didn't really unlock much, and it was pretty much a solitary chunk in our map. We pretty much see that we are getting a few chunks which are just really alone, like this one here in Caterpie. We also still don't have the Hollows, Morton or Barrows, which all three would be great to unlock. So let's hope for a good one. Big chunk. Okay, some darkness to start it off with. So let's try again. Big chunk. Some more water. Okay. Third time's the charm. Pick a chunk. Not really a charm. The Mage Arena. We don't have any way to get here, but if we would unlock the chunk to the right of it, we would be able to get here and do the mini quest for the Mage Arena 1 cape. So not the greatest chunk as it is in the wilderness, but not the worst chunk. With the addition of the Temple of the Eye quest, we should now be able to do it in the entirety with our current map, as we only just really need the Wizard's Tower, Varrock and Alcarid. The quest helper is out of order at the moment, so we'll have to do this the old school way, with a guide and seeing what the actual persons are saying. So let's talk to Wizard Person to start the quest. Wizard Person here bought this eye amulet from a trader here in Alcarid. The amulet bears the symbol of the Order of the Wizards, but it contains two distinct magical signatures, one of the Rune Essence Mines and one of the Abyss. The thing is that this amulet is also predating the Order of the Wizards, so this is something strange, and Wizard Person here wants to have the knowledge of where it actually came from and she can't actually go to the abyss. So that's where we come in. So we need to go to the abyss with this amulet and see where it comes from. So let's go to Varrock, to the mage, the Zamorakian mage, to see what he knows. The mage here is also interested in this eye amulet, why it has the wizard's order symbol but is giving off the abyssal energy. But first of all, he wants a bucket of water, which we already have, and a strong cup of tea. This tea salesman just a bit further on, let's talk to him, and we want a strong cup of tea. With the cup of tea inside the Mage of Zamorak, he is willing to teleport us directly from this space instead of going from the wilderness. So let's teleport there. Straight to the middle of the abyss. The Dark Mage here has been here for a little while, so that's why we have the bucket of water to give him a nice bath. The Dark Mage has put a spell on the eye amulet to see where it is coming from. Time is not flowing in the same way in the abyss than in the outside world. So if we need to figure out where the energy is actually coming from, we need to do this in the correct way. Okay, some trial and error later, and we have all of the energies in order. We got an incantation to bring us to this space where the amulet is coming from. So we only need a mage to do this. So let's go to Wizard Burton back in Alcarid. For this incantation we need 3 wizards, so we're going to go to the wizard's tower and see if we can find some wizards over there to do the incantation. Time to talk to the archmage and see if he is willing to help. Cedridor is first of all going to check if the spell from the Zamorakian mages is actually a thing that will not hurt the wizard's tower, and meanwhile, while he's doing that, we can find the 3 wizards. Wizard Triborn here has 3 apprentices, and these should be the ones that should be able to help. So let's ask the wizard if they can do it. The wizard isn't going to let his apprentices go unless they figure out what a Tingummy What is. So let's talk to the apprentices and see what kind of hints they have. With all the clues from the apprentices, we figure out that a Tingummy What should be 11. And we are correct. So now he should be able to give us his apprentices who do the incantation. Back to Cedridor, let's ask him if he can cast the spell. And we also see Wizard Burston is back to the Wizard's Tower. Everything was approved. So let's cast the spell. And there we go. We have a newly created portal to where the amulet came from. And we seem to be underwater in some kind of temple. There seems to be a big hole at the end of the temple, and it seems like the same structure like in the abyss. So that does not bode well. Let's talk to Wizard Burton to see what she has found. We took a look in the center of the room and got teleported to this egg-like thing. This temple was apparently called the Temple of the Eye, hence the quest name. And apparently the eye was the thing we saw in the vision, and it was a very powerful artifact made by Saradomin himself, and it needs protecting from the Zamarakian creatures. So this is why they built the temple. Wizard person cast a revealing spell, and there we see an abyssal rift appearing, so that's not good. And there goes person right into the abyssal rift. And some abyssal creatures are coming through. A great guardian appears in the center of all these statues, and it appears to want our help to fight back all the abyssal creatures. Let's take one of these weak cells here from the table. Let's put it into these inactive cell tiles. We got some runecrafting experience, and we have a weak barrier now to hold off the abyssal creatures, but they're attacking the barrier and it seems to be going down pretty fast. Now for some protection we need to build these guardian remains. Let's take a weak cell and try to put it into this, and there we go. There's a weak elemental guardian, and let's now try to do the same for a catalytic one. And there we go. We can see here the guardians are fighting the abyssal creature. Let's see what we need to do next now. The great guardian apparently doesn't have enough power to close down the rift, so we will have to help him. So let's mine these guardian remains for some fragments. So we can combine these guardian fragments with some pure essence from the workbench here. So we get guardian essences. We will have to imbue these guardian essences with something of a rune. So the guardian opened the mind altar because he is connected to the abyss. Now that it is open, so let's go there. Straight to the altar. Let's craft some runes, and then we can give the guardian these guardian stones to power him up, getting 750 rune crafting experience, which is quite a lot. He still needs more energy, so let's just repeat the process, I guess. The mind altar isn't open anymore, so now we have to go to the water temple instead. So time to give the elemental guardian stones to the guardian, and we still don't have enough, but that is already our first rune crafting level, up to 43 now. The water altar was closed by the guardian because he is using too much energy to keep it open. But with this portal talisman we should be able to get in. There we go. Make some more runes. With this medium cell, instead of making an elemental guardian, we can also just make a better barrier. Now we have a medium barrier. And now just to power up for the last time, so the guardian can close the portal. And there he goes. And the portal is closed. The Great Guardian explained that because the eye was over there in that temple, a lot of creatures wanted to find it, and that's why they messed with the wrong things and made the scar. One of the justiciars closed it with the eye and then took the eye to somewhere else, and then made all of the guardians there, the runic guardians, to keep fighting all of the abyssal creatures. So now that the portal has reopened once again, it will need to be closed every once in a while. which gives us access to the new minigame, of course. Back to Cedridor now. Let's tell him all that happened there. And that's the end of the quest. We get 1 quest point, access to the Temple of the Eye and the minigame, 5000 runecrafting experience, and a medium pouch Cedridor found when talking to Purston. So that's also really nice. And with all of the runecrafting experience, we are now up to 44 runecrafting. So that was the quest completed. So that means we can finish that task on the spreadsheet and pick another chunk. The newly added quest, Temple of the Eye, has immediately been completed. That was our 62nd quest, and we now have 183 landmass chunks unlocked. And then back to our map. We unlocked the major arena chunk last time, and this pretty much means we have reached the end of the wilderness. We could now unlock either the pirate's hideout here, which would not be that useful as we cannot get there anyway, or the deserted keep, which we could already unlock, which would give us access to the mage arena. So that would give us an option to complete the mini quest there. But anyway, it's still the chunk picker to decide what we get. Pick a chunk. Ooh. And we get the Death Plateau chunk. Getting really close to the Fremennik Slayer dungeon. And I think this means we can now do the Death Plateau quest itself. Before we end the video here, the Guardians of the Rift minigame has gotten a page on the high scores this week. It has a lot of similarities with the skilling bosses like Temperos and Winterthought, but it's not actually classified as a boss. It's still a minigame. So my question to you guys is, should I add kill count tasks for rifts closed in the new minigame, starting at 1, then going up to 50, 100 and ending at 250? I'll leave a poll in the pinned comment of the video, so please take a look and tell me what you think. That's going to be all for this episode. We've gotten some nice Slayer levels, so we're closing in on unlocking more bosses that way. And next episode we will continue our adventure with the newly unlocked Death Plateau chunk. As always, have a good one and see you next week.